about me, but now you don't know a thing.
Hi everyone, Jasper Basson here. Thank you very much for watching. I've got today two very inspiring individuals with me. I've got Lee Willcock with me,
nice to be here.
and I've got Amy Jones with me. And like you guys know, this whole channel is about morning rituals and daily habits, specifically for entrepreneurs. But I also started this last month interview some of the artists, singers, and even some influential individuals. And that's why Amy Jones is with us today, and we're going to speak to her about the specific rituals and habits that she implements when she singing, doing writing, etc., songwriting. So, but first, I think let's talk about what you guys do in the sense of you. I know you're not just the manager; you also do have other businesses as well.
Yes.
So, if I can start with you,
yeah, sure.
Just give us an indication of what you do.
100%. Okay, so basically, where Amy comes in, I run the management company Dryk Productions, and that's the management company that Amy falls under. We only have Amy Jones as our artist. We don't plan at this stage on bringing on anybody else. It's just to give our 100% focus and attention to Amy and her career. So what we did was when we took over Amy's career and started as Dryk Productions, we came in and assessed what needed to be done and how we were going to achieve it. And it's been a great journey. We started the latter part of 2016, and so Amy's journey went on. I'm sure she'll tell you a bit more about herself and the journey that she's been on. From my side, where I come in is the management side of Amy. You know, what is next for her? Should we be planning a song? What producer we're using? What direction we're going into? Performances, on what stages would we like her to be on? And we work with other or a bigger team other than myself. Outside of myself, we've got a full-time publisher which handles all our publishing. We've got a PR team that's responsible for the PR and how we roll out the song to radio and to the public. And then obviously Amy and myself as the overseer of all within the management. Prior to that, I have a business, and I had started it in 2007 already. It's in the flavor industry, so it's two massive diversities. It's the love for food and flavor and music. So I've sort of managed in my life to combine those two. I always had love for music, which is great, and that's sort of developed later in time. But my main source of income since I left school was really just into the beverage industry. Started factory level and worked my way up, and then started my own business 2007. And we supply flavors and bulks of concentrates to the food and beverage industry. So anything from fruit juices, cool drinks, whatever it may be, we supply.
It's an interesting point, and I would just a bit later in the interview, I would actually ask you to especially on habits, how do you manage between these two totally different industries?
Yes.
So, but we're going to keep it for a bit later.
No, absolutely.
And then, obviously, Amy, you have a few big singles currently. You and Me, I think, is the biggest one currently. Just give us some feedback and take us back to when you started, and how the journey evolved from till where you are now.
Sure. I entered Idols in 2013. I was 20 at the time, and that was my fourth time entering, and I kept going. I believed that I was meant to be on the stage, even if it was one time, and God granted me that, and I didn't make it to the top 10, but I got cut. And then a guy messaged me on Facebook, and he managed me then, and I signed a contract for 5 years. And being 20, you sign a contract for 5 years, so which means last year would have been my last year with him. But God had it be that way that I met Lee before then, and my manager at the time was just promising me, a lot of things, and I believed it, and I had the, faith that my time will come. It was meant to be, will be, and I just kept writing. And then I met Lee at church, and then he told me, but why didn't you have an Instagram account? Why didn't you have a Facebook page? And I wasn't allowed all of those things. And then Lee came on board, and that's where Lee just basically opened my eyes to what I was so blind with all the time. And we ended the contract with them, and then he said, Amy, they started our own thing, and we started Dryk Productions 3 years ago, more or less almost 2 years ago. And here I am with amazing songs out on radio, playing still, and it's incredible. And I think having the tenacity and the endurance and the perseverance, you know, just to keep going despite the odds, is a big thing for me. You know, knowing that God has a purpose, you know, regardless of what it looks like.
It's a very good lesson for anybody. Even if you're an artist, if you're an entrepreneur,
Yes.
doesn't matter. Just you need to keep going. If you just passion your art and you want to go for it, you need to keep going. Push on.
Yeah, you have to.
And you're lucky to have a go-getter with you.
Yes. And so many people, they only see, you know, the number one hits, but they don't really know the story behind everything.
All those years of suffering.
Yeah, and I think it's when I track back and I look back and I realize, wow, if this had to happen soon in my life, I don't think I would have been ready. You know, so timing is everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get prepared with the bad times. The bad times prepare you for the better times. So
appreciate it.
always doesn't matter where you are.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
you recently also performed, I think, at the Kaka in Kai as well, I saw. And so some very high. Where else did you perform? With whom did you perform? I think you mentioned also you recently performed with some others.
Yeah, I think it's you know, when we started out, Amy always mentioned these artists to me. So I knew the music industry, but I wasn't that clued up as to who everyone was, what they fitted into, what genre and everything else. And when we started, Amy would say, "Yo, I'd love to be on the stage with that person. I'd love to." And I think there's not many left in South Africa now that she still needs to perform alongside. When you look at the top shelf of artists, you know, so we've managed to work our way up to that level that we are associated with SA's top artists. And just to name a few, I mean, she did the opening, which was a massive highlight for us, was the opening for Mikasa's event in Cape Town, the launch of the actual album at a stunning venue in Cape Town City Centre. She's performed with the likes of the Heart Festival that was early part of this year, and there, I mean, their lineup was stellar. It was, AKA was there, Shikana, you had Top Dog on stage, you had so many different types of artists at the same time, you know. Mango Groove, that was fantastic. Got to meet someone I used to listen to when I was a kid, you know. So we've met such amazing people, and she's basically shared the stage with all these different artists, and even dwelling more into the Afrikaans market as well, where you have these festivals. Amy travelled up to Bloemfontein as well, and she did a festival up there, and she was right in the middle of Joe Black and Francois van Coke. So she's really dwelled in all different areas of the music industry, and shared the stage with these massive acts, you know. And it's been an amazing journey and a blessing to you know, you're there and you realise you're up next, and X artist, whatever, is just after you or just before you. So she's really shared the stage with some fantastic artists.
You mentioned Afrikaans. Would you ever consider doing any Afrikaans albums, or I don't know, or very old, like you said, you met each other in the church, maybe a gospel album, or what anything like that, maybe in the future in your head, or not yet?
Well, look, Amy can answer that herself. But I just feel that when I'd met Amy at the church, when she does do her gospel music, or when she does sing gospel, there's an amazing shift in the atmosphere. And Amy being so grounded in God, you know, and that's our main focus on our drive. Everything that's come together is, yes, I'm the manager behind the scenes, but I think every single thing I've done is not me only, you know. It's God will say, you know, direct me to that meeting, or place me in an interview like this, and something will come from it. And that's what I've always found. It's when you're not looking that things come. It sounds weird, but and the word says seek and you'll find. But I find if God places you in a place, you're really seeking. You know, you're putting yourself out there to find. So to answer your question is, I don't know. You know, certainly something to look at in the future. Amy's done some beautiful stuff up in Johannesburg, actually at a church with J something Mikasa. They shared worship together one night with a fantastic group of artists and just churchgoers with the talent, you know. So who knows? There's certain things, and as well, Amy, and I think she should share more on this, an event that's coming up now later in the year, which also puts on the stage of gospel. So I think it's important. Amy just mentioned it.
The Mighty Woman. I don't know if you know Mighty Men. It's a Mighty
Men.
Yes, they have Mighty Women Conference, and I think last year they asked Lee about me, and I think Lee saying some things, but then they didn't come back. So I was like, I wonder when I'll be able to just be part of that, you know. And then this year, the main lady actually wanted to meet us, and she said then she'd love for me to be the leader, the worship leader of the camp.
Okay.
And so yeah, that's happening in September.
Very exciting.
So I'm very
Yeah.
excited to be part of that. I think it's about 800 to 1,000 ladies, young, old, coming together and just
Massive.
worshipping God. It's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah. I think it's the foundation,
Yeah.
So let's step into the habits, if you don't mind.
No, go for it.
Let's start with you about. I'm very interested how you juggle your production company and your.
Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, obviously when I had the flavour company, I still travel a lot of South Africa. So my clients are as far as Polokwane to north of Durban and then Cape Town. So I still head up everything to do with the marketing side of things, what business sectors are we going into and things like that. So where I'd be just 5 days a week just focused on the flavour side of things and everything else. The music's now come in. I find with the events and things, it's normally after hours or over weekends. But yeah, it depends on what comes your way. But when it comes to the likes of the flavour side of things, that's still very much a core focus for me. But I found that doing Dryk productions has, I would find myself, especially winter months, so we're very seasonal. It's more a summer-based business where 9 months of the year you're super busy around off your feet. In 3 months you've got to sort of sow again and you've got to meet new clients. But I found myself in the past being very bogged down, very stuck in my office when the sales were slower because it's winter time. I found myself in this space of like, what's next? And not panic, but of concern. However, when I find that I started Dryk Productions, it gets me out more. There's some days where Amy will go to studio and she'll be off the studio and I'm out seeing clients. And when I'm finished with my meetings, I've got some time and I'll go back to the studio, listen to what they've been working on. And it's such a release. And I was never that person. I would just put my head down and just go. And never look up and see how far or look back how far have I come or what is next for me. I'm just so busy with the here and now and rushing to do what I must do. And I think the Dryk production stage of my life it's slowed things down to a degree where I stop and I think a bit more. And it's totally different industries, whereas it's not as structured, if you want to call it that. It's more creative. It's not as forceful as, you have that meeting, this happens, and it's more collaborations, creativity. Me being a person at school, I was doing woodwork, as you'll know. We did woodwork and I did art and drawings, and so more creative side has come out. And the beauty of it is that the music industry, you find everyone has their say, if you want to call it. So I'm going in as a manager, I'm trying to play the guitar, I'm like the best that cannot sing. I think choir primary school was the last time. So I think it's been a thing for me where I'll go into a studio and say, well, what do you think? Okay, well, wow. And so it's gone on, And I think it's really helped me manage my time and manage what I do, in the sense that yes, the workloads become more, but I just try to find that time to be still and just be quiet, just to work out what's next. And I've applied that same principle now back at Fruit Fusion. So I try to do a cross-pollination, if you want to call it, between the two, where you try and bring more of a calmness into the flavour business and a more base of thinking more clearly. And then in the music industry, you find it's not as structured. And it has to be said, it's one of those industries where people don't always call you back. People don't always set up meetings. So I've come with more the business mind to try and apply it in the music industry. And that's how I try to juggle it with my life. It's been hectic. And then obviously being a father of 2 kids, I still try and keep that balance. I still get to the soccer field and I try and do that. On Saturday mornings I'm up early and I'm at the field, and it's again a release away from life. And it's, I feel like a kid again for that 45 minutes on a Saturday morning. So I've tried to put myself into spaces and be present. I think if there's anything I could say is I was not always find yourself present. You're so busy thinking. Yes. You're in a meeting, you're thinking about the next thing. Whereas I find you're more present now. If you're at the soccer field, you're at the soccer field. That's what's happening. If I'm at the studio, I'm focusing on the studio, or if it's work with the structure of the business. So that's what I try and do. That's how I try and juggle the two.
Well, that's a good tip, I think. Like Jim Rohn used to say, when you work, you work. When you play, you play. When you have a mixing thing, and that's exactly that.
Well, exactly.
When you spend time with the kids, you spend time with your kids and your family, and when you work, you work.
Yes, exactly.
So, when you do, before you go on a stage, do you have any rituals, anything that you do for yourself to be present on the stage?
I don't really have like a specific thing that I do, but what I've gathered, people would tell me, and other artists would be like, why are you so calm? Like I'm very calm and collected and peace, just like, I'm very peaceful and content, even before I have to be on stage. And the only thing that's a ritual for me is I pray before I go on stage, and I just I always ask for it sounds silly for someone who doesn't know, in their faith, but I would go before I go on stage. I'd be like, I'm not alone on the stage. So where I'm going, God is already there. So I'm just going to meet you there, and you're gonna do the rest. So that's what I do every time.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's a good habit. And further to that, when you write songs, is there any way that you try to make yourself more creative, more innovative in writing songs?
When you write songs, it happens differently every single time. So I could hear a melody, or I could watch a movie and be inspired by the story and feel like I can write something, or my brother will tell me something in his life and I'll be like, wow, I think I'm going to write and put myself in your shoes and write from that perspective. But before sitting down with my guitar, I would just be like, whatever comes out comes, but I'm not going to force it. The moment I find myself thinking too much, then I leave it and I wait a bit, and if I'm still thinking about the song and the melody, then I know it's something I need to finish. But I wait a bit, so I don't rush into having to finish a song, and something that Ed Sheeran said is writing songs is like a tap, First, there's a little bit of dirty water that comes out, but then when the dirty water is out, pure water will come up. Then you'll just flow with good songs. So it's a process.
Yeah, I recently interviewed with another artist as well, and he also told me he used to try to just write hit songs, and then someone gave him the advice that he just need to enjoy the process.
Yeah.
And good songs will come as when you actually enjoy the process.
Yeah. Exactly. And even if it's not good at the time, I remember with You and Me, there was a part in the song that I've written for another song, but then I used that part in You and Me, and it made sense. So it's amazing how you don't always use all the pieces in one song. One song, this piece could be for that song that you're gonna write maybe next month, or you never know. Which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Any morning routine for you?
Yeah. Well, I do the school run in the mornings with the kids.
Okay.
So there's no oversleeping or anything like that. I gotta be up for that long as I'm still. So I'm normally, to be honest with you, I'm more of a night person. So I could work till 2-3 in the morning. I can feel it. Whereas in the mornings, I won't be the one to get up and go gym. I've tried that, and I find myself hard to function so early, like 5 in the morning. So every morning I'll be up and it'll be straight to my shaker, my little shake and my green tea and whatever else, and then then it's up, ready and off to school, and then it's generally the 2 drops I do in the mornings at the schools, and it's a good time. We use that time just to chat and hear about the kids. We use that time in the traffic to make up anything we can, and just chat about the day ahead and what awaits us, and maybe the one's got this sport event or one's got that, and we just chat about it. We make sure that happens every morning, and then before each one gets out we do our prayer, and we make sure that happens every morning, and we just set the tone for the day. And then from there it's either off to meetings or into the office. Most of the time it's into the office first, checking emails, making sure everything's ready and set at the office before I go out and see clients, and then everything else functions with the rest of my staff back at the office. And that's more like the routine that I'm in. It sometimes varies. If I'm on the road a little bit, I'm a little bit naughty there. So if I'm traveling, I don't do the shake thing, and it's too much stuff to haul around. So it's either breakfast in a hotel or it's a quick muffin on the road. So then I break my routine a little bit with the food side of things. But otherwise I try and keep it when I'm here as structured as possible. I'm a very structured sort of person. If something's out of line, I get very agitated about it. I try and stay in my structure. It's a bit of a routine thing, I guess. But that's me in the mornings. Yeah.
So that's your good habits. Any bad habits that you've been working on, and or that you've overcome that you can share to the viewers?
Sure, that's a very interesting question. Wow. Sure, I'm trying to think if this one. Morning, not too bad.
Seems like you only have good bad habits.
Yeah, I think so. I probably got some bad ones, but I'm just trying to think about it. It's not starting to wonder. Sure. Nothing I can think of right now. If I can think of something, I'll definitely let you know. But I think I was just trying to keep in the routine that the bad habit hasn't crept. But I have had the one or two sleep in by accident sort of thing, or rush, and then just wet the hair so it looked like I've showered and got on the road in time. But Yeah, that's about it. I think the diet thing was a bit of a bad one for me. So I stick to a diet for a while, and then I wait until, and then I stop for a bit, and then when I start looking out of shape, then I pick it up again. So that's probably a bit of a bad habit. I eat the wrong things every now and again, and then I backslide a bit, and I don't get the gym as I should. And so I think that's a habit. Then I end up feeling bad about it, and then I go back and start all over again. So that's probably a bad habit. There you go.
Most probably.
Yeah, I think it's put that one.
And yourself, any morning routine or daily habit that really works for you?
I'm the opposite game with them when it comes to like gymming in the morning. So I'd be early up. It's a bit difficult now in the winter. Now that's getting close to winter. It's very difficult to wake up at 5 o'clock, or maybe I think I have to wake up at 4:15 to go to gym at 5. So I try to do that every morning, and then when I come back, I have this little puppy and I spend time with her. Her name is Daisy.
Okay.
I spend time with her. I spend time with her, and I still live at home, so the house is quite lively at 6:30. With my little sisters going to school and my niece coming and take her to creche, and just settling into their lives and spending time with them. And I normally see my mom off and my dad. And I love reading, so I do that if there's no meetings and stuff, and I get into a book and I start reading, and especially like books that motivates me and that'll allow me to do what I do, on a daily basis.
If I can ask you, that's actually a question I wanted to ask a bit later, but any books that you can advise that really served you well?
Man, Joyce Meyer's Don't Give Up. It's a book that I read every single time, over and over, because it's just doesn't matter if I read it last year or now, it still applies to my life. So yeah, my mom gave me that book in 2010, and I still make time to read it every year. So
Great.
That's a book that I read. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Now, you know what's coming now, so do you have any bad habits that you can advise to the viewers that you have overcome or that you're busy working on?
I tend to watch Netflix or series, and then I would watch it too long. Like, maybe even when it's like 2 o'clock, 1:30, I must go sleep. But then it's just so good that I keep on watching till the end. I think that's a very bad habit, because sleep is important.
And you can't wake up at 4 for the gym.
No.
Yeah, so it's the next day.
That's terrible.
Okay, so do you have any book that you can advise that really serves you well? So being an entrepreneur.
Bro, to be honest, I still have to probably go back and read Criminal in the Bush from Boys Island, because I'm not a good reader, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I could probably spin a story and I'll tell you about a book someone else has read, but sure, bro, I don't even read the podcast. I'm really bad with books. But I suppose one that I got about halfway. You see, I read a book and then I get a bit bored with it. Or maybe I just read too slow. Then I always forget the characters. I was like, I'm not really good at the books. But there is one that I've read, just the first part of it. It was motivational, and it was one by, it's a pastor, does the, Stephen Furtick, that's okay. So I can't remember the guy at the time, but I know when I read the book, it was a really good book. So Stephen Furtick's Unqualified, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I read the first part and I really got into it. It just speaks about how society and life makes you feel, and it struck me. I don't know why I didn't finish it. Again, I just don't read a lot. But it was just about being unqualified to the world. And let's say you're in a certain area of your life and people make you feel unqualified. Like for me, I think I started reading it when I started this business, and then obviously got busy with things. But it's being with a society in life until you're not qualified enough for something. But you actually are. You as a person and who you are and what you believe allows you to be qualified, because God has given you that authority, that level of life skills. And I think if anyone's going to go and read that book, please finish it, because I heard it. So,
Tell me about it.
tell me about it. Just get in contact, tell me about it. So, but that's probably the one I would definitely recommend for someone. And when I read Criminal in the Bush, I'll let you know. Yeah.
Right, so my last question, I'm going to ask you any last tips for entrepreneurs, and for you any last tips for any artist out there that's got a dream of being on stage. You can choose who's first.
You. Okay, for me, I think it's just again about being qualified, and I think people always put things off. So let's say someone wants to start a new business. I'll wait for this, I'll wait for that. I did the same thing until a very dear friend of mine said, when are you going to do this? And I said, oh, I don't know, do it on Monday. And it's not what I wanted to hear, but I needed to hear. And I think if you believe in yourself enough, do it. Also, make sure if you're going into a certain line of business that you know something about it at least. And do it your way. You know, be unique. Do it as be authentic. Do it as you're going to do it, and let the rest follow. You know, I think also if you're in a business where you've got competition, which everyone does, don't focus too much on your competition because you lose focus on yourself. And I learned that the hard way in my first businesses. I was so busy trying to watch what are the others doing that I need to stay in line. I thought, you know what, let me do it my way. And eventually those who I was watching were becoming either clients of mine or competition, but weary of me. So I think, just push on, be authentic, but also at the same time, don't give up. You know, I think there's many times I wanted to give up and it was tough. But, you know, God brought me to another day, a new day every day. And just stay positive, you know. And another thing I think is very important is always surround yourself with the right people. You know, don't be shy, don't be scared to speak to a previous business owner that's had years of experience, because they've made those mistakes you don't have to go and make again. So always be willing to take advice. I know sometimes we can be stubborn, we don't want to learn, but we have to just accept that someone's done this already.
There's a saying that says the ego is the enemy.
Well, there you go.
That's exactly that. If you let go of our ego, we can actually start learning.
100%, man. And like in Amy's journey with Gyro and myself, I think it's been a humbling experience where I've openly said to people, look, I don't know what I'm doing here. I come from the juice and flavour industry. I do not know music. And I think it's because I've always been willing to ask and not been shy, and you're so a prize in your pocket, you know. And I think that's been the major help in this whole industry, and we've had good people with us and the right people to guide us along the way. That's what I definitely advise the people to do, for sure.
A lot of good advice. Thank you very much.
Anytime.
Yeah, I can actually, a lot of advice that he said, I can actually repeat, because the same applies for a person who wants to be an artist and be on stage. I think it comes with a lot of discipline and responsibility, and also to know who you are. And I feel sometimes I see a lot of fellow artists, you know, that I've met before they even, you know, came to be famous. They change, and they think they should change because it's what people expect you to be. But I think if you just stay true to you, people will latch onto who you are, and that will just make you different. So that would be my advice, is to keep being you, and not to allow anyone else to tell you, but I think you should maybe change this word of the song, or don't you think that beat will be better for you? Don't you think your dress is a bit too long, you know? Because then you start compromising your values and who you are. So that would be your first for me, is just to stick to who you are, and to, if you have a vision and if you have something on your heart, then pull it through and go through with it. And don't let anyone else draw your attention away from that which you had in mind in the first place.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Yeah.
Where can people find you guys?
Okay, well,
And potentially bookings and everything. Obviously,
yeah, 100%. Well, on the one side of the business, which is Fruit Fusion, for the flavour and food industry, we're on www.fruitfusion.co.za. That's our website. We're out in Hull. We've got our facility, everything's there. We make everything there, and we supply nationwide, or on 021872915. Then alternatively for Gyro Productions, to book Amy, they can get hold of me on Lee at Gyro, so JIRAH Productions.com. That's my email address, or on our website, which is www.gyroproductions.com. And then Amy can just share her handles of her social feeds. That's probably best as well, as to follow her on there, because we continue putting up gig guides on where she's performing, who she's involved with, collabing with, all that sort of thing. So yeah, and we can just share her handles as well.
So my handles for Instagram and Twitter is the same, so it's AmyJones04, and then Facebook fan page just Amy Jones, and you can get me a name.
Thank you very much, both of you.
No, it's been a pleasure. Jasper. Thanks so
Joining me
much.
for the interview.
Thank you.
And if you guys did enjoy this video, please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and also please share this video with your fellow entrepreneur friends.
You to know everything about me, but now you don't know.